Introduction. A Book of the Dead of the Greco-Roman Period, of the Egyptian Book of the Dead by E.A. Wallis Budge. Introduction. A Book of the Dead of the Greco-Roman Period. The Book of Breathings from the Papyrus of Karasher. 1. Here beginneth the Book of Breathings. 1. Hail, Osiris Karasher, the son of Teshenatit. Thou art pure, and thy heart is pure. The four parts of thee are pure. 2. Thy hind parts are cleansed, and thy interior is made clean with bet, incense, and natron. No member of thine hath any defect whatsoever. The Osiris Karasher. 3. The son of Tashenatit hath been cleansed by means of the waters of Sekhet Hetep, that is, field of peace, which is situated to the north of Sekhet Sanahem, that is, field of the grasshoppers. 4. The goddesses Uat, Chit, and Nekhebet make thee to be pure at the 8th hour of the night and at the 8th hour of the day. Come then, O Osiris. 5. Karasher, the son of Tashenatit, and enter into the hall of Maati. Thou art pure from all offense and from 6. Defect of every kind. Stone of right and truth is thy name. Hail, Osiris Karasher, the son of Tashenatit. Thou enterest the Tuat, that is, underworld. 7. As one mighty in purity. Thou art purified by the 2 Ma'at goddesses in the great hall. A libation hath been made for thee in the hall of Seb, and thy body hath been made pure. 8. In the hall of Shu. Thou lookest upon Ra when he setteth as Tem at eventide. Amen is nigh unto thee to give thee air. 9. And Ptah likewise to mold into form thy members. Thou enterest the horizon along with Ra. They receive thy soul in the Neshem boat of Osiris. 10. They make thy soul divine in the house of Seb, and they make thee to be triumphant for ever and for ever. Hail, Osiris Karasher, the son of Tashenatit. 11. Thy name is made to endure. Thy material body is stablished, and thy spiritual body is made to germinate. Thou art turned back neither in heaven nor upon earth. Thy face shineth before 12. Ra. Thy soul liveth before Amen, and thy material body is renewed before Osiris. Thou breathest for ever and for ever. Thy soul maketh offerings unto thee. 13. Of cakes and ale and beasts and feathered fowl and cool water in the course of each day. Thou comest, and it is triumphant. The flesh is upon thy bones. 14. And thy form is even as it was upon earth. Thou takest drink into thy body, thou eatest with thy mouth, and thou receivest bread along with the souls. 15. Of the gods. The god Anubis protecteth thee, and he maketh himself thy protector. Thou art not turned away from the gates of the Tuat, that is, underworld. Thoth, the most mighty. 16. God, the Lord of Kemenu, cometh to thee, and he writeth for thee the book of breathings with his own fingers. Then doth thy soul breathe for 17 ever and ever, and thy form is made anew with life upon earth. Thou art made divine along with the souls of the gods. Thy heart is the heart of Ra, and thy members 19 are the members of the great God. Hail, Osiris Karasher, the son of Tashenatit. Amen is nigh unto thee. 20. To make thee to live again. And the god Apuat, that is, the opener of the ways, hath opened up for thee a prosperous path. Thou seest with thine eyes, thou hearest with thine ears, thou speakest with thy mouth. 21. And thou walkest with thy legs. Thy soul hath been made divine in the Tuat, so that it may make every transformation. At thy will thou breathest with delight the odors of 22. The holy Persea tree of Anu, that is, Heliopolis. Thou wakest each day and seest the rays of Ra. Amen cometh to thee. 23. Having the breath of life, and he causeth thee to draw thy breath within thy funeral house. Thou appearest upon the earth each day, and the book of breathings of Thoth, 24, is a protection unto thee, for thereby dost thou draw thy breath each day, and thereby do thine eyes behold the beams of the divine disk. The goddess of right and truth maketh speech on thy behalf before Osiris, 25, and her writings are upon thy tongue. Horus, the avenger of his father, protecteth thy body. He maketh thy soul to be divine like those of all the gods. 2.1. The god Ra vivifieth thy soul, and the soul of Shu uniteth the passages of thy nostrils. Hail, Osiris Kerasher, 2. The son of Tashenatit, thy soul draweth its breath in the place which thou lovest. Thou art even as Osiris. Osiris, the governor of those in Amentet, is thy name. 3. The water flood of the prince cometh unto thee from Abu Elephantine, and it filleth thy table of offerings with Tchefau food. Hail, Osiris Kerasher, 4. The son of Tashenatit, the gods of the south and of the north come unto thee, and thou art led by them to the ends of the countries of 5 millions of years. Thy soul liveth, thou art in the following of Osiris, and thou drawest thy breath in Re Stau. The strength which protecteth thee, 6, is hidden in the Lord of Setet and in the great God. Thy material body liveth in Tatu and in Nifurtet, and thy soul liveth in heaven, 7, each day. Hail, Osiris Kerasher, the son of Tashenatit, the goddess Sekhet hath gained the mastery over what is baleful to thee. Heru Aa, 8, Abu protecteth thee. Heru Sheshet Hra maketh thy heart, and Heru Maati protecteth thy body, or as others say, 9, thy tongue. Thou art stablished with life and strength and health, and thou art firmly seated upon thy throne in Ta Tchesertep. Come then, Osiris Kerasher, 10, the son of Tashenatit, thou risest in thy form, thou art arrayed in thine ornaments, thou hast firm hold upon life, thou passest thy days, 11, in health, thou journeyest hither and thither, and thou drawest thy breath in every place whatsoever. Ra riseth upon thine abode even as Osiris. Thou drawest thy breath, 12, and thou livest through his rays. Amen Ra, Heru Khuti, vivifieth thy Ka, that is double, and he maketh thee to flourish by means of the book of breathings. Thou, 13, art in the following of Osiris Horus, the lord of the Henubot. Thou art like the great God at the head of the gods. Thy face liveth, O thou whose births are lovely. Thy name, 14, blossometh each day. Thou goest into the most mighty and divine hall in Tatu. Thou seest him that is head of those in Amentet during the Uka festival. The odor of thee, 15, is sweet as that of the venerable ones therein, and thy name is magnified like those of the divine spiritual bodies. Hail, Osiris Kerasher, the son of 16, Tashenatit, thy soul liveth through the book of breathings, thou art united through the book of breathings, 17, thou enterest into the Tuat, and hast no enemy therein. Thou art as a living soul in Tatu, and thou hast thine heart, which hath not departed from thee. Thou hast 18, thine eyes, and they open daily. The gods who are in the train of Osiris speak unto Osiris Kerasher, the son of Tashenatit, 19, saying, Thou followest Ra, and thou followest Osiris, and thy soul doth live for ever and ever. The gods who dwell in the Tuat, 20, of Osiris, the governor of those in Amentet, speak unto Osiris Kerasher, the son of Tashenatit, saying, The gates of the Tuat are opened unto him. 21. Let him show himself in Neter Kertet. Verily his soul shall live for ever. He shall build habitations for himself in 22. Neter Kertet. The god thereof shall show favor unto his Ka, and he shall receive the book of breathings, and verily he shall 23. Draw his breath. May Osiris, the governor of those in Amentet, the great god, the lord of Abydos, grant a royal oblation. May he give offerings of cakes. 24. And ale, and oxen, and wine, and akit drink, and bread, and tchefau food, and all beautiful things to the ka of Osiris Kerasher. 25. The son of Tashenatit. Thy soul doth live, and thy material body doth germinate by the command of Ra himself. Thou shalt never perish, and thou shalt never suffer diminution. 3.1. But shalt be like Ra for ever and for ever. Hail, Usek Nemtet, who comest forth from Anu, the Osiris Kerasher, the son of Tu Tashenatit, hath not committed sin. Hail, Urat, who comest forth from Kher-aba, the Osiris Kerasher, the son of Tashenatit, 3. Hath not done deeds of violence. Hail, Fenti, 4. Who comest forth from Kamennu, the Osiris Kerasher, the son of Tashenatit, 5. Hath not committed slaughter. Hail, Amam Ma'at, who comest forth from the Tu Qerti, the Osiris Kerasher, 6. The son of Tashenatit, hath not plundered the possessions of the dead. Hail, Naha Ra, 7. Who comest forth from Rastau, the Osiris Kerasher, the son of Tashenatit, 8. Hath not inflicted injury. Hail, Rereti, who comest forth from heaven, the Osiris 9 Kerasher, the son of Tashenatit, hath not committed sins of the heart. Hail, Maati M Ket, 10. Who comest forth from Sekhem, the Osiris Kerasher, the son of Tashenatit, 11. Hath not made revolt. Hail, ye gods who are in the Tuat, hearken ye unto the voice of Osiris Kerasher, the 12, son of Tashenatit, and let him come before you, for there is neither any evil whatsoever, nor any sin whatsoever, 13, with him, and no accuser can stand before him. He liveth upon Ma'at, he feedeth upon Ma'at, and he hath satisfied, 14, the heart of the gods by all that he hath done. He hath given food to the hungry, and water to the thirsty, and clothes, 15, to the naked. He hath made offerings to the gods and to the Khus, and no 16 report whatsoever hath been made against him before the gods. O come, let him enter the Tuat and not be repulsed. 17. Come, let him follow Osiris with the gods of the Qerti. Let him be a favored being among the favored ones. 18. And let him be divine among the perfect ones. Come, let him live. Come, let his soul live. Let his soul, 19, be received in whatever place it pleaseth, and let him receive the book of breathings. 20. Come, let him draw breath with his soul in the Tuat, and let him perform, 21, whatsoever transformations he will along with those who are in Amentet. Come, let his soul go into every place where it would be, and let it live upon earth forever and forever and forever. End of Introduction. A Book of the Dead of the Greco-Roman Period. Introduction. A Book of the Dead of the Roman Period. Of the Egyptian Book of the Dead by E. A. Wallis Budge. A Book of the Dead of the Roman Period. Hail, Hathor, Takert, Piru, Abt, triumphant, born of Thent Nubt, triumphant. Thy soul liveth in heaven before Ra. Gifts are made unto thy Ka before the gods. Thy spiritual body is glorious among the Khus. Thy name is established upon earth before Seb, and thy body shall endure permanently in the Neter Kert, underworld or grave. Thy house is in the possession of thy children, and thy husband, who weep as they follow thee when thou goest about therein with thy children. And they are rewarded for what they have done for thy Ka. They have given thee good and perfect burial, and they make offerings to thy Ka at the west of Thebes, in the sight of the folk of thy city and of the lady of the temples. The beautiful Amentet stretcheth out her hands to receive thee, according to the decree of the lady of Abydos. Thy tomb shall never be overthrown, thy swathings shall never be torn in pieces, and thy body shall never be mutilated. The god Anubis hath received thee in the land of the hall of double Maat, and he hath made thee to be one of those favoured and perfect beings who are in the following of Seker. Thy soul flieth up on high to meet the soul of the gods, and it hovereth also over thy dead body which is in Akert. Thou journeyest about upon earth, thou seest all that are therein, thou observest all the affairs of thy house, and thou eatest bread, there having been performed by thee transformations which are like unto those of Baba. Thou goest to the city of Nif-Urtet at the festival of the altars, on the night of the festival of Six, and at the festival of Anep. Thou goest into the city of Nif-Urtet at the festival of the little heat, and the festival of lifting up the sky. Thou goest into the city of Tatu on the festival of Kahrakah, on the day when the Tet is set up. The breath of the wind hath made thy throat to breathe with Khensu and Shu the mighty one in Thebes, and thou hast abundant offerings for thy Ka every 10th day with the living image of Ra in Thebes. Thy life is for ever and ever, and thy sovereignty is for ever, and thou shalt endure for an endless number of periods of twice 60 years. End of Introduction, A Book of the Dead of the Roman Period. Introductory Hymns of the Egyptian Book of the Dead by E. A. Wallis Budge. Hymns introductory to the Book of the Dead, the Judgment, etc. Hymn to Ra when he riseth. Vignette: the scribe Ani standing with hands raised in adoration before a table of offerings consisting of haunches of beef, loaves of bread and cakes, vases of wine and oil, fruits and flowers. He wears a fringed linen garment and has a wig, necklace, bracelets, etc. Behind him stands his wife Thuthu, a member of the college of Amen Ra at Thebes. She is similarly robed and holds a sistrum, a vine branch, and a manat, or emblem of pleasure, in her hands. Text: A hymn of praise to Ra when he riseth in the eastern part of heaven. Behold Osiris Ani, the scribe of the holy offerings of all the gods, who saith: Homage to thee, O thou who hast come as Khepera, Khepera, the creator of the gods. Thou risest, thou shinest, thou makest light in thy mother, the goddess Nut. Thou art crowned king of the gods. Thy mother Nut doeth an act of homage unto thee with both her hands. The land of Manu receiveth thee with satisfaction, and the goddess Maat embraceth thee both at morn and at eve. May he, Ra, give glory and power and triumph, and a coming forth as a living soul to see Heru Khuti, Horus of the two horizons. To the double Ka of Osiris, the scribe Ani, victorious before Osiris, who saith: Hail, all ye gods of the temple of the soul, who weigh heaven and earth in the balance, and who provide sepulchral meals in abundance. Hail, Tutunan, thou one, thou creator of mankind, and maker of the substance of the gods of the south and of the north, of the west and of the east. O come and acclaim ye Ra, the Lord of heaven, the Prince, life, health, strength, the creator of the gods, and adore ye him in his beautiful form at his rising in the Atet boat. They who dwell in the heights and they who dwell in the depths worship thee. The god Thoth and the goddess Maat have written down thy course for thee daily and every day. Thine enemy the serpent hath been given over to the fire. The serpent fiend Sabao hath fallen down headlong. His arms have been bound in chains, and his legs hath Ra hacked off from him. The children of impotent revolt shall nevermore rise up. The temple of the Aged One keepeth festival, and the voice of those who rejoice is in the mighty dwelling. The gods exult when they see Ra as he riseth, and when his beams flood the world with light. The majesty of the holy God goeth forth and advanceth even unto the land of Manu. He maketh brilliant the earth at his birth each day. He journeyeth on to the place where he was yesterday. O be thou at peace with me, and let me behold thy beauties. May I journey forth upon earth. May I smite the ass. May I crush the serpent fiend Sabao. May I destroy Apep in his hour. May I see the Abtu fish at his season, and the Ant fish piloting the Ant boat in its lake. May I see Horus acting as a steersman with the god Thoth and the goddess Maat, one on each side of him. May I grasp the bows of the Sektet boat and the stern of the Atet boat. May he, Ra, grant unto the double Ka of Osiris, Ani, to behold the disk of the sun, and to see the moon god without ceasing each and every day. And may my soul come forth and walk hither and thither, and whithersoever it pleaseth. May my name be proclaimed, and may it be found upon the board of the table of offerings. May offerings be made unto me in my presence, even as they are made unto the followers of Horus. And may there be made ready for me a seat in the boat of the sun on the day when the god goeth forth. And may I be received into the presence of Osiris in the land of victory. Hymn to Ra when he riseth. Vignette: Kenna and his wife standing with hands raised in adoration. Text: A hymn of praise to Ra when he riseth in the eastern part of heaven. Behold Osiris, Kenna the merchant, who saith: Homage to thee, O Ra, when thou risest, and to thee, O Temu, in thy risings of beauty. Thou risest, thou risest, thou shinest at dawn of day. Thou art crowned king of the gods, and the goddess Shuti performeth an act of homage unto thee. The company of the gods praise thee from the places of sunrise and sunset. Thou passest over the height of heaven, and thy heart is filled with gladness. The Sektet boat draweth on, and Ra advanceth in the Atet boat with fair winds. Ra rejoiceth, Ra rejoiceth. Thy father is Nu, thy mother is Nut. O thou who art crowned as Ra Heru Khuti, Ra Harmachis, thy divine boat advanceth in peace. Thine enemy hath been given over to the flame, and he hath fallen. His head hath been cut off. The heart of the Lady of Life, Isis, is glad, because the foe of her lord hath fallen headlong. The mariners of Ra have content of heart, and Anu, Heliopolis, exulteth. The merchant Kenna, victorious, saith: I have come to thee, O Lord of the gods, Temu Heru Khuti, Temu Harmachis, whom Maat directeth. I know that whereupon thou dost live. Grant thou that I may be like unto one of those who are thy favored ones among the followers of the great God. May my name be proclaimed, may it be found, may it be set with their names. The oars have been taken into the Sektet boat, and the boat of the sun advanceth in peace. May I see Ra when he appeareth in the sky at dawn, and when his enemy hath fallen at the block. May I see Horus working the rudder on each side, and bringing along the boat. May I see the Abtu fish at its time of coming into being. May I see the Ant fish as it becometh the pilot of the Ant boat in its waters. O thou only One! O thou perfect One! O thou who dost endure, who sufferest never an evil moment, who cannot be smitten down by him that doeth deeds of might. None other shall have power and might over the things which belong to thee. None shall obtain by fraud possession of the things which belong to the Divine Father, who hath need of abundance, the tongue of veneration, the Lord of Abtu, Abydos. The merchant Kenna, victorious, saith, Homage to thee, O Heru Kuti Temu Heru Khepera, thou mighty hawk, who makest glad the body of man, thou beautiful of face by reason of thy two great plumes. Awake, O Lord of beauty, at dawn, when the company of the gods and mortals say unto thee, Hail! They sing hymns of praise unto thee at eventide, and the starry deities also adore thee. O thou firstborn, who dost lie motionless, thy mother showeth loving kindness unto thee daily. Ra liveth, and the serpent fiend Nak is dead. Thou art in good case, for thine enemy hath fallen headlong. Thou sailest over heaven with life and strength. The goddess Nehebka is in the Atet boat, and thy boat rejoiceth. Thy heart is glad, and the two Uriai goddesses rise upon thy brow. Hymn to Ra when he riseth. Vignette: Kenna and his wife standing with hands raised in adoration. Text: A hymn of praise to Ra when he riseth in the eastern part of heaven. Behold Osiris, Kenna the merchant, triumphant, who saith, Homage to thee, O thou who risest in Nu, and who at thy manifestation dost make the world bright with light. The whole company of gods sing hymns of praise unto thee after thou hast come forth. The divine Merti, who minister unto thee, cherish thee as king of the north and south, thou beautiful and beloved man-child. When thou risest, men and women live. The nations rejoice in thee, and the souls of Annu, Heliopolis, sing unto thee songs of joy. The souls of the cities of Pe and Nekhen exalt thee. The apes of dawn adore thee, and all beasts and cattle praise thee with one accord. The goddess Seba overthroweth thine enemies. Therefore rejoice thou within thy boat. Thy mariners are content thereat. Thou hast attained unto the Atet boat, and thy heart swelleth with joy. O Lord of the gods, when thou didst create them, they ascribed unto thee praises. The azure goddess Nut doth compass thee on every side, and the god Nu floodeth thee with his rays of light. O cast thou thy light upon me, and let me see thy beauties, me the Osiris, Kenna the merchant, victorious, and when thou goest forth over the earth I will sing praises unto thy fair face. Thou risest in heaven's horizon, and thy disk is adored when it resteth upon the mountain to give life unto the world. Saith Kenna the merchant, victorious, Thou risest, and thou comest forth from the god Nu. Thou dost renew thy youth, and thou dost set thyself in the place where thou wast yesterday. O divine youth, who hast created thyself, I am not able to describe thee. Thou hast come with thy diadems, and thou hast made heaven and earth bright with thy rays of pure emerald light. The land of Punt is stablished to give the perfumes which thou smellest with thy nostrils. Thou risest, O marvelous being, in heaven. The two serpent goddesses Merti are stablished upon thy brow, and thou art the giver of laws, O Lord of the world and of the inhabitants thereof. All the gods and Kenna the merchant, victorious, adore thee. Hymn to Ra when he riseth. Text: A hymn of praise to Ra when he riseth in the eastern part of heaven. Behold Osiris Hu Nefer, victorious, who saith, Homage to thee, O thou who art Ra, when thou risest, and Temu when thou settest. Thou risest, thou risest, thou shinest, thou shinest, thou who art crowned King of the gods. Thou art the Lord of heaven, thou art the Lord of earth, thou art the Creator of those who dwell in the heights and of those who dwell in the depths. Thou art the God One who came into being in the beginning of time. Thou didst create the earth, thou didst fashion man, thou didst make the watery abyss of the sky, thou didst form Hapi, the Nile, thou didst create the watery abyss, and thou dost give life unto all that therein is. Thou hast knit together the mountains, thou hast made mankind and the beasts of the field to come into being, thou hast made the heavens and the earth. Worshipped be thou, whom the goddess Maat embraceth at morn and at eve. Thou dost travel across the sky with heart swelling with joy. The lake of Testes becometh contented thereat. The serpent fiend Nak hath fallen, and his 2 arms are cut off. The Sektet boat receiveth fair winds, and the heart of him that is in the shrine thereof rejoiceth. Thou art crowned Prince of Heaven. Thou art the one dowered with all sovereignty, who comest forth from the sky. Ra is victorious. O thou divine youth, thou heir of everlastingness, thou self-begotten one, O thou who didst give thyself birth. O one, mighty one of myriad forms and aspects, King of the world, Prince of Anu, Heliopolis, Lord of eternity, and ruler of everlastingness, the company of the gods rejoice when thou risest and when thou sailest across the sky, O thou who art exalted in the Sektet boat. Homage to thee, O Amen-Ra, who dost rest upon Maat, and who passest over the heaven. Every face seeth thee. Thou dost wax great as thy majesty doth advance, and thy rays are upon all faces. Thou art unknown, and no tongue is worthy to declare thy likeness. Only thou thyself canst do this. Thou art one, even as is he that bringeth the Tenat basket. Men praise thee in thy name, Ra, and they swear by thee, for thou art Lord over them. Thou hearest with thine ears, and thou seest with thine eyes. Millions of years have gone over the world. I cannot tell the number of those through which thou hast passed. Thy heart hath decreed a day of happiness in thy name of traveller. Thou dost pass over and dost travel through untold spaces, requiring millions and hundreds of thousands of years to pass over. Thou passest through them in peace, and thou steerest thy way across the watery abyss to the place which thou lovest. This thou doest in one little moment of time, and then thou dost sink down and dost make an end of the hours. Behold Osiris, the governor of the palace of the Lord of the 2 lands, Seti I, who Nefer victorious saith: Hail, my Lord, thou who passest through eternity, whose being is everlasting. Hail, thou Disk, Lord of beams of light, thou risest, and thou makest all mankind to live. Grant thou that I may behold thee at dawn each day. Hymn to Ra when he riseth. Text: A hymn of praise to Ra by Nekhet, the royal scribe, the captain of soldiers, who saith: Homage to thee, O thou glorious being, thou who art dowered with all sovereignty. O Tem Heru Khuti, Tem Harmachis, when thou risest in the horizon of heaven, a cry of joy cometh forth to thee from the mouth of all peoples. O thou beautiful being, thou dost renew thyself in thy season in the form of the disk within thy mother Hathor. Therefore in every place every heart swelleth with joy at thy rising for ever. The regions of the north and south come to thee with homage, and send forth acclamations at thy rising in the horizon of heaven. Thou illuminest the 2 lands with rays of turquoise light. O Ra, thou who art Heru Khuti Harmachis, the divine man-child, the heir of eternity, self-begotten and self-born, king of earth, prince of the Tuat, governor of the regions of Aukert, thou comest forth from the water. Thou hast sprung from the god Nu. who cherisheth thee and ordereth thy members. O thou God of life, thou Lord of love, all men live when thou shinest. Thou art crowned King of the gods. The goddess Nut doeth homage unto thee, and the goddess Maat embraceth thee at all times. Those who are in thy following sing unto thee with joy, and bow down their foreheads to the earth when they meet thee, thou Lord of heaven, thou Lord of earth, thou King of right and truth, thou Lord of eternity, thou Prince of everlastingness, thou sovereign of all the gods, thou God of life, thou creator of eternity, thou maker of heaven, wherein thou art firmly established. The company of the gods rejoice at thy rising. The earth is glad when it beholdeth thy rays. The peoples that have been long dead come forth with cries of joy to see thy beauties every day. Thou goest forth each day over heaven and earth, and art made strong each day by thy mother Nut. Thou passest through the heights of heaven. Thy heart swelleth with joy, and the lake of Testes is content thereat. The serpent fiend hath fallen, his arms are hewn off, the knife hath cut asunder his joints. Ra liveth in Maat the beautiful. The Sektet boat draweth on and cometh into port. The south and the north, the west and the east turn to praise thee, O thou primeval substance of the earth, who didst come into being of thine own accord. Isis and Nephthys salute thee. They sing unto thee songs of joy at thy rising in the boat. They protect thee with their hands. The souls of the east follow thee, the souls of the west praise thee. Thou art the ruler of all the gods, and thou hast joy of heart within thy shrine. For the serpent fiend Nak hath been condemned to the fire, and thy heart shall be joyful for ever. The mother Nut is a judge to thy father Nu. Hymn to Osiris Un Nefer. Vignette: the scribe of Ani standing with both hands raised in adoration before a table of offerings, consisting of haunches of beef, loaves of bread and cakes, vases of wine and oil, fruits and flowers, etc. He wears a fringed linen garment and a wig, bracelets, etc. Behind him stands his wife Thuthu, a member of the college of Amen Ra at Thebes. She is similarly robed and holds a sistrum, a vine branch, and a manat in her hands. Text: Glory be to Osiris Un Nefer, the great god within Abtu (Abydos), King of eternity, Lord of the everlasting, who passeth through millions of years in his existence. Eldest son of the womb of Nut, engendered by Seb the Urpot, Lord of the crowns of the north and south, Lord of the lofty white crown. As prince of gods and of men, he hath received the crook and the whip and the dignity of his divine fathers. Let thy heart, which is in the mountain of Ament, be content, for thy son Horus is established upon thy throne. Thou art crowned Lord of Tatu and ruler of Abtu (Abydos). Through thee the world waxeth green in triumph before the might of Nebercher. He leadeth in his train that which is and that which is not yet, in his name of Taher Stanef. He toweth along the earth in his name of Seker. He is exceedingly mighty, and most terrible is in his name Osiris. He endureth for ever and for ever in his name of Un Nefer. Homage to thee, King of kings, Lord of lords, Prince of princes, who from the womb of Nut hast ruled the world and Akert. Thy body is of bright and shining metal, thy head is of azure blue, and the brilliance of the turquoise encircleth thee. O God An of millions of years, all pervading with thy body and beautiful in countenance in Ta Tsert, grant thou to the Ka double of Osiris, the scribe Ani, splendor in heaven and might upon earth and triumph in the underworld. And grant that I may sail down to Tatu like a living soul, and up to Abydos like a Bennu bird, and that I may go in and come out without repulse at the pylons of the lords of the underworld. May there be given unto me loaves of bread in the house of coolness, and offerings of food in Annu (Heliopolis), and a homestead forever in Sekhet Aru, with wheat and barley therefore. The scene of the weighing of the heart of the dead. Vignette: The scribe Ani and his wife Thuthu enter the hall of double Maat, wherein the heart, symbolic of the conscience, is to be weighed in the balance against the feather, emblematic of right and truth. In the upper register are the gods who sit in judgment, whose names are Harmarchus, the great god in his boat; Temu, Shu, Tefnut, the lady of heaven; Seb, Nut, the lady of heaven; Isis, Nephthys, Horus, the great god; Hathor, the lady of Amenta; Hu and Sa. On the standard of the scales sits the dog-headed ape, the companion of Thoth, the scribe of the gods; and the god Anubis, jackal-headed, tests the tongue of the balance. On the left of the balance, facing Anubis, are Ani's luck, the mesqen, or cubit with human head, thought by some to be connected with the place of birth; the goddesses Mesqenet and Renenet, who presided over the birth, birthplace, and early education of children; and the soul of Ani in the form of a human-headed bird standing on a pylon. On the right of the balance, behind Anubis, stands Thoth, the scribe of the gods, who holds in his hands his reed pen and palette with which to record the result of the trial. Behind Thoth stands the monster called either Amam, the devourer, or Ammit, the eater of the dead. Text: Osiris, the scribe of Ani, saith: My heart, my mother, my heart, my mother, my heart, my coming into being. May there be nothing to resist me at my judgment. May there be no opposition to me from the Tchatcha. May there be no parting of thee from me in the presence of him that keepeth the scales. Thou art my Ka, double, within my body, which knitteth together and strengtheneth my limbs. Mayest thou come forth to the place of happiness to which I am advancing. May the Shenit not cause my name to stink, and may no lies be spoken against me in the presence of the god. Good, good is it for thee to hear. Thoth, the judge of right and truth of the great company of the gods who are in the presence of Osiris, saith: Hear ye this judgment. The heart of Osiris hath in very truth been weighed, and his soul hath stood as a witness for him. It hath been found true by trial in the great balance. There hath not been found any wickedness in him. He hath not wasted the offerings in the temples. He hath not done harm by his deeds, and he hath uttered no evil reports while he was upon earth. The great company of the gods reply to Thoth, who dwelleth in Kemenu, Hermopolis: That which cometh forth from thy mouth shall be declared true. Osiris, the scribe Ani victorious, is holy and righteous. He hath not sinned, neither hath he done evil against us. It shall not be allowed to the devourer Amamet to prevail over him. Meat offerings and entrance into the presence of the god Osiris shall be granted unto him, together with a homestead forever in Sekhet Hettepu, as unto the followers of Horus. Vignette: The scribe Ani is led by Horus, the son of Isis, into the presence of Osiris, who is enthroned within a shrine in the form of a funeral chest. Osiris has upon his head the Atef crown, and he holds in his hands the crook, the scepter, and the whip, emblematic of authority, dominion, and sovereignty. From his neck hangs the Menat. His title here is Osiris, the Lord of everlastingness. Behind him stand Nephthys, his sister, and on his right hand, and Isis, his sister and wife, on his left. Before him, standing on a lotus flower, are the gods of the cardinal points, or, as they are sometimes called, the children of Horus and children of Osiris. The first, Mestha, has the head of a man; the second, Hapi, the head of an ape; the third, Tuamautef, the head of a jackal; and the fourth, Qeb Senuf, the head of a hawk. Near the lotus hangs the skin of an animal. The side of the throne of Osiris is painted to resemble that of a funeral chest. The roof of the shrine is supported on pillars with lotus capitals, and is surmounted by a figure of Horus Sept or Horus Seker, and by rows of uraei. The pedestal on which the shrine rests is in the form of the hieroglyphic, which is emblematic of Maat, or right and truth. Before the shrine is a table of offerings, by which on a reed mat kneels Ani. with his right hand raised in adoration. In the left hand he holds the Kherp scepter. He wears on his head a whitened wig and the so-called cone, the signification of which is unknown. Text: saith Horus, the son of Isis, I have come to thee, O Un Nefer, and I have brought unto thee the Osiris Ani. His heart is found righteous, and it hath come forth from the balance. It hath not sinned against any god or any goddess. Thoth hath waited according to the decree pronounced unto him by the company of the gods, and it is most true and righteous. Grant that cakes and ale may be given unto him, and let him appear in the presence of the god Osiris, and let him be like unto the followers of Horus for ever and for ever. And Osiris Ani saith, Behold, I am in thy presence, O Lord of Amentet. There is no sin in my body. I have not spoken that which is not true knowingly, nor have I done aught with a false heart. Grant thou that I may be like unto those favored ones who are in the following, and that I may be an Osiris greatly favored of the beautiful God, and beloved of the Lord of the world, who am indeed a royal scribe, who love thee, Ani, victorious before the God Osiris. End of Introductory Hymns.